Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Connor, here with my father,
Kevin.
Dad, Earl. You know a little bit about him at least.
I know a little bit about Earl.
You're a big Earl fan, but you haven't really sat down and listened to an Earl project.
I have.
Not with me.
No, the one I did by myself on Patreon, which was a
couple of years ago.
A couple of years ago. It wasn't SRS. It was
no, it was sick.
It was sick. Yeah, it was sick, man. Dude, it was sick. I listened to that on my own. It was hard for me to get through it, but then the people that messaged was like, that's a hard starting point for you, right? You were away. I thought I'd get cool and jump into some Earl Sweatshirt, but I think I shot my load too fast. So I'm glad that you're introducing me to Earl properly on the channel.
Yeah, so I don't know if there's a proper way to get into Earl, but you've been a fan of Earl through his features. You liked him on Channel Orange with Frank.
That is one of the
you love that verse.
That is one of the best verses. It is so cool when he comes in, man. Super Rich Kids.
Yeah. You've liked him on Mac projects, on Danny Brown. He's been, on a lot of projects we've covered. I feel like it's a good starting point because it's a very short project. Earl came out with his debut album, I believe, because he had a mixtape, Doris, in 2013.
Oh, okay, I've heard that.
Yeah, that's about 40 minutes long, 45 minutes. Then he came out with I Don't Like Shit, I Don't Go Outside, which was shorter. It was about 30 minutes with only a couple features, but another self-produced album that's a little darker. And then he came out with some rap songs, 24 minutes long, and it's 15 songs, so a lot of really short tracks, but one of the more influential records. It came out in 2018, and it kind of shaped a lot of hip-hop, at least in that sub-genre. Kind of pushed the sound forward, and I don't know if there was people doing this before him or not, but he put this sound kind of in a more of a mainstream light because of his name. And I'll have to fact check and see if he took inspiration from whoever. I know he's inspired by MF Doom and stuff. After some rack songs, they're all about tits.
I'd
be into that record.
I'd be all over that.
After some rap songs, he released Feet of Clay, Sick, and then the record Recovering Today. So those three, they kind of feel like a shift. It's like a different kind of era. So we're going to go the other way around, and that's just because I have more of a personal connection with today's record, Voir Dire, I believe is how you pronounce it.
Voir Dire.
I went to go see him on this tour with the Alchemist. This was in 2023 when it dropped. I went and saw them perform the album right before it dropped, I believe.
At the show, was Alchemist out the whole time?
Yeah, he was out there. He actually did a couple of his own songs, did some rapping.
From the footage you showed me, I think he seems like a fucking great, nice human.
The Alchemist, he's chill. He's so cool.
Yeah.
We had a brief interaction after the show. I don't know. Either he's naturally born as like the chillest dude in the world, or he's just on hella Ativan or something and weed, and he's just, because he was just so I don't know, just so nice, and he's just a great person.
Some people are just naturally
like that. He wasn't, and same with Earl. Earl was chat with him was nice. I'm excited to show you this because I feel like it's a good starting point, in my opinion. Track number 1, 100 High Street, and we'll let that play into track number 2, Vin Scully.
Wow, old movie sample, eh?
Yeah.
Focus steady and unbroken. I was resting on the low end. My prerequisite to going in. I chief recklessly with no end. Cream crepes in the cold wind. Seen Skeppy out in Shortage. He said the telly for the hoes, keep them heifers.
That was a cool shout out to Skepta, eh?
Shortage, yeah.
Got the no depth. I'm seeing green like I bought Tris. They in the red like forceps. We beat them like a cheesy joke, even when the freaking horse dead. Quiet on set.
This feels like that total warm-up track, eh?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, here we go.
And Bringers of the Rains is also recognized in popular song.
Great sample.
Yeah.
Big grip, get flipped, hand over fist, that's quick. Snake oil salesman with the pitch, that's slick. Ain't no telling when it ends. No matter the spin, I know when I got a hit. Posing down a problem with gin and tonic. How to stay afloat in a bottomless pit. The trick is to stop falling. Only option to start with a step. Bet. Now we having like Dewey Cox
I love
out
that.
in his shed.
I know now his flow.
Yeah.
Promise you
right?
I truly want no parts of this shit. I remember the cold and shrugging till I was sore inside the crib.
Everybody has their different ways of what they use them for, but we'll let them explain that to you.
That was great sample and great flow over top of that.
So yeah, you kind of get the idea of how Earl flows. I know you've heard him on features, but those are always other people's instrumentals. So this is him, working directly with the Alchemist, and you can kind of see how they just mesh perfectly well together.
Fucking so good. As soon as that riff came in, it was weird. It was like I got this 1970s feeling right away from that.
And just kind of setting the tone with the intro too. With that, it sounds like an old movie sample or something. So Alchemist, very similar to what like Madlib and Doom would do. With the throwing in some really unique samples to kind of separate tracks.
I think it's super cool.
I remember hearing this for the first time with my buddy Ayrton after the show, or we heard it at the show, but like listening to it in the car and just being like, I don't know, I was in a trance with that instrumental, and then the way he was going, like it felt like he was just kind of so relaxed over that beat.
Yeah.
But it didn't feel lazy or sluggish, No,
like
it was like the perfect balance of like, he's not super energetic on there, but he's not sounding like he doesn't give a fuck. Like
exactly.
He's like in that perfect kind of middle ground. Great track. Let's keep going. This one's got a feature from Mike, who you've heard. He was on Coranta. Track number 3, Sentry.
Peace when I'm rolling around. Try to keep me close, but look how when I needed you the most, you was out. I peeled off more dollar bills for them when they peeled off on the bill. Started at the bottom of the hill. Actually, I started in the mid. Actually, I started in Illinois, coin, so I ain't a kid. Can't you dig what I'm saying? Notice that you easily led, so I took a seat at the head. It's time to eat.
You remember I'm feeling like Aubrey. They ain't bread nigga high to involve me. I was there when them smiles of salt. Treat you high and you say that you are.
Mike staying in
breaking my heart.
Earl's
how you ride, you
pocket.
in the car. I get high and pay for my art. Pops and taking in charge. Ain't no watching making it ours. I know my used to pray I ain't harder. Only sung in and say 'cause they smart.
So that's a perfect example of what you could kind of expect on some rap songs, and it's kind of like a thing that Earl definitely was, one of the pioneers of this sound of just rapping over a chopped up sample with no drums.
I was just gonna say that's no drums at all.
Yeah, no drums, nothing, just the sample repeating and kind of going over top of it, and just almost like spoken word poetry.
I was just going to say that. I was thinking in my head, this is more like if you pulled out the music and just had the samples out of there, it would be like you going to a place and watching someone do spoken word, right?
Like an open mic for poetry and someone exactly.
Yeah, it really, you and I spoke the other day about poetry. We're talking, you have a book on poetry. I asked how many different types of poetry and stuff there are, and it's funny because as I was going through the lyrics of that song, it's like the way I read poetry, I'm like, whenever I do read poetry, which is not very often, but if something comes and, I see it and I read it, I'm like, oh, fuck, like I'm so dumb I don't understand any of this, right? On that track, I was trying to like make and decipher each line and stuff like that, sort of like the way I go through poetry.
Well, that's how I think, there's no proper way to go through poetry. But like the way that I do it is, kind of really spending time with each specific line, and what the words mean in a line, and why the artist would put it there, why the poet would put, this line after that line. Like I spend a lot of time, like it can be a very short poem, but I can spend, 20 25, 30 minutes kind of going through it. So I kind of view a lot of Earl's music since some rap songs in that kind of way, where I have to really sit down with it to kind of grasp what he's talking about.
Yeah.
Prior to some rap songs, I felt like it was definitely, I mean, he was still, rapping at or writing at a level that was like, you had to kind of dissect it, but it was a little more straightforward.
Yeah.
I feel like after some rap songs, it definitely took a turn. Definitely got darker going into about his father's passing and everything like that, and family stuff. And, I felt like Mike also kind of has a very similar style as Earl.
I was just gonna say, because when I said he just fit Earl's flow.
Yeah, some rap songs came out in 2018, so I'm curious if Mike was one of the early pioneers of that sound, or if and by that I mean bringing it to mainstream attention. Or I wonder if Earl kind of brought that out of Mike. I'm curious. That's something I'm going to look into. After this episode. Track number 4, Heat Check.
What's it called?
Heat Check.
I don't have that at all. I like
Couldn't
this.
cope
There we go.
with the dope fiend shit. Hold, that's a whole needle. So I can't promise that I won't leave you. I caught a whiff of sidewinder, slithering in the vine, and listen, it's hissing like spinning vinyl. This cylindrical system of life, vicious cycles, blood spilling out the idol. They try and judge like Simon. I'm leaving on a note most highest. Hershey hooking out west like Kareem did. Heat check.
Who's that?
I think it's time for a demonstration.
That's Heat Check.
I really love the sample on that and his flow. The only thing I feel that I'm missing with Earl's music right now is some kind of breakup of the continuous flow.
Yeah, like there's no chorus.
There's no chorus, or sometimes there even just a small bit of change.
Yeah.
And I know that's his style and that's what he does. But for me, I just feel it's sometimes it's just run on.
Yeah, I could see why that
You know what I mean?
Wouldn't, that would definitely turn some people off. And there's definitely there's a lot of people that aren't into his current style.
Yeah.
For probably that exact reason. When I look at stuff off some rap songs and this record here, and then you go look at some of his older stuff, it was definitely, I mean, he had choruses, he had more features, and I get what you mean for sure.
I wonder what makes that artistic change where you go, okay, I'm going to spit this right through for the 3 minutes or 2 minutes. And
I think he probably just likes doing that, and and there's obviously an audience for it, like people like it. So I think his thing is like, I'm going to do what I want, and if the people like it, they'll listen to it, and if they don't, then they can listen to my old stuff.
Yeah, that's true.
And he obviously still has a pretty big following. I went to his show for this record specifically, and people knew songs word for word. People.
It'd be curious for me to check out Doris. Doris was the first, right?
Yeah. Track number 5, Mancala.
I recollect all the pain I had to Arthur Fresh. Waiting out in the waves, foot on a colonizer neck like a collar could tell them try and follow the trail. I cut off the coattails, they hanging on the opera. Just have to hop them in and hop in a whip. Probably, I figured.
See, I'm fucking with this one more because I can hear some percussion, right?
Speak to Vince Bobby.
How many lives you take? How much time you face? How many times you draw your gun? Sometimes my mind draw blanks. I done stacked so many rounds, feel like the Michelin Man. Tired, but I stuck around. They stabbed his in their hands. Skipping school to shoot it through his cat. Be still a graduate. Sliding like an abacus. Promises some math to this.
That was Staples?
Vince, yeah.
Wow, that was great.
Can I get a chicken sandwich and a carne asada burrito?
That was my favorite
transitions.
That was my favorite track.
Yeah, that one's a highlight for me because I love Vince. I think Vince, he made your top 10 this year, right? Or last year. He was in there for Dark Times.
Yeah, that was great. He's in town now shooting his movie.
Yeah,
his Netflix.
his show. Yeah. Yeah, no, one of my favorites just because of the sample. Earl does I think Earl's verse is probably one of the easier ones to follow on this record.
Yeah.
And then Vince, I like how he just kind of hands it off to Vince to finish off the track.
And I like that Vince he wasn't totally doing, he was not
doing the Earl style.
Yeah, he did his own style.
His own thing, yeah.
Which was really cool, which broke it up for me. And then the piano sample was...
Yeah, I mean, okay, any issues you might have, like, not issues, but if you having trouble, getting into Earl's flow or his songwriting structure, that's totally understandable. But one thing you can't say about this record is that the production is not good. The production is like,
it's
top
great.
Alchemist killed every beat on it.
No, that was the piano part right there, right at the beginning, started that, man. It was fucking fantastic.
Okay, track number 6, 27 Braids. Is that what you got?
I got 4 cats. No, I'm just joking.
Clean break, tougher to make. Ain't a thing that a king named rougher the mane. Hold your head, cover your face, so disease doesn't spread. She said I got a son on the way. My head on straight, my mama closing the gate. And both of them
good
sleep
combo
better
right
when they
now.
know that I ate. I'm no passenger on the plane, precious cargo in the cabin. My whole take on
Love that
baggage
line.
just ain't the same. Don't fall for the fake magic. They came with the David Blaine pattern, so we jab and weave. I'm trying to farm us some lavish green with the
Those
fam.
little synths?
Lavage bread, sharing everything with the team.
Fucking love that guitar riff with the way it's working with Earl's flow.
Would you say that is like that's enough? Like that's a good length for for Earl's style.
Right there, the music.
Yeah, like I'll pause it here because we're going into the next track. But like how you said on a previous track, you were like, it just kind of feels like it's going along for a little too much without any break. That didn't have any break, really.
But that was the right amount of time. Yeah.
Yeah, you would say like that worked well because I think his flow was phenomenal. The beat was great, and I think the one thing that did kind of break it up was that guitar piece. That came in every every 8 bars? Bars? It was that part really kind of like, I don't know, was the cherry on top for that track.
And that's what I'm craving when Earl goes for a long run.
Mm-hmm.
Is that it's like there's just something in there, either a stop with a whatever, right?
Yeah.
And then boom, back again, right? But if it just keeps going and
it's
going,
just constant. Yeah, I can see what.
Then I'm like, okay, come on, like let's move on with it. But that guitar, like you said, it broke it up. That riff, and then it was like, fuck, this is cool. But how long was that? 205, 212,
205.
Was it? Shit, fuck my ass.
No.
What is it? 205?
It is, but yeah, I'm not fucking your ass.
I just said that.
I know.
It's good.
I heard you. Track number 7, Mac Deuce. It's going from the end of 27 Braids.
Okay.
If you believe you are God.
So is Alchemist taking the sample and he's adding drums as well?
Sometimes,
okay.
Yeah. Sometimes no.
Yeah.
740 big body driven by my lady. Swinging like down goes Frazier. I found patience from the sharks and what they fangs do, or from your heart and what that pain do. From the start, built a box I couldn't break through, like the brightest star. Good God, good God, good God.
Start short. You know they got the hottest record on the streets, sold out in 3 hours, my boy.
Pause it here before we go into the next track. One of my favorite verses from Earl in that one. I really love how I don't know. I love how not aggressive, but it's very powerful. His verse, and it feels the closest to like some spoken word poetry over this instrumental. Like it's just it's pretty straightforward to follow along. I don't know. What did you think of that one?
I thought it was good. I you know what? I like the little kudos shot to. I love when an artist young takes a reference and goes like to swinging like down goes Frazier, right? Mm-hmm. Like old boxers. I like when they go when they use those references. It always makes me feel cozy, right?
It makes you feel like you're hip.
Yeah, I'm like I know that one. Do you know that one? Right? I mean, like fucking. But this one here, it I just realized that for me to really fuck with Earl when he is going on a long flow, there's a thing that I need to do, and I started to do it halfway through this track, is that
move your head.
I got to move my fucking head.
Yeah, I'm bobbing the whole time.
No, I have to actually go like this
you
because
just kind of fall into it, you know.
You have to fall into where he's, because if I'm just listening,
sitting straight like this, listening
to the sample, you know, the bat and all that.
Yeah.
But you got to fucking fuck with his flow.
You got to groove. You got to get into it. Track number 8, Serious Black.
Rob Marciano told you it don't last, get you a snap. Photocopies of my shit hitting the net, niggas is ass. I'm not gonna be your burn victim. I roll weed slow and I learn quickly. It's cyclical, that's for certain. The sickness
Right, like
the
the I
type of
roll weed
motion bring.
slow and I
Windows
learn
open,
quickly.
I know this breeze. Fuck police and the Rona only. Weed and Yoni. Shorty saved me the peace I wanted.
You know what? I gotta tell you,
gotta move, man.
I gotta move. It actually, I'm fucking with Earl War now. Like this.
It's only big fish in a pond. Jumping, no risk, no reward. No joke, serious as stars. This the one I remember when I'm lost. Couldn't miss this one.
Great sample on that too, man.
Yeah, like you feel your body moving back and forth.
I have to do that.
Yeah.
I realize. See, you know where I get this? I told you, like, bum, 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 and then I gotta give crazy kudos to
Alchemist.
To Earl.
Yeah,
because you know.
There's only 2 of them on the project.
So
well, it's either one. I guessed Alchemist, but yeah, Earl.
But you okay? So it's going bum 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 bum, right?
Yeah. It would be easy to rap following that.
I would be, yes.
instrumental.
It'd be bum 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 bum. I'm a saving this. Yeah.
It's easy. It would be so easy to just stay on the sample, but he goes completely off trail.
Yeah. So that's where you're like, you know, you're fucking when you have to do I have to do this movement. Probably Earl fans right now are going, "You're whack, that dude."
No, I think people will get it.
No, I have to go like this, and then as I'm doing this, Earl is doing his thing. It's like fucking. It's okay. You're watching a drone, right?
Yeah.
You're watching a drone from above, and it's going through fucking mountain hills and shit like that, right? Well, the drone's staying steady. It's a bum, 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 bum. But then the drone shot of the fucking things going through the mountains in slow motion, and that's Earl just like. He's staying in the pocket, but he's going out of the pocket. He's weaving in and out of the pocket. He's doing his thing.
Well, the thing about the fish in the pond, the first time he says it, it's really on beat. And then the second time he says it, it's a little bit off differently.
Crazy.
So, no, I get what you're saying.
Yeah. You know, I'm going to be completely frank here. Like, the lyrics is something I don't get.
Oh, I think that's completely normal.
Yeah.
Like, you just will have to go and if you really fuck with a project from Earl, you know, you'll spend the time to go look into the lyrics. I think that's like a good amount of projects. You know, there's always some layers to dig into.
Yeah.
And if you really like the project, then that's usually when you go and figure out certain lines.
Yeah.
You know, but then there's other ones that you might not return to, so you never end up figuring out like what the deeper meaning behind a record is. But if you can enjoy it on your first listen, or you find a song or two, to me that's still like a positive. You found something you like. Track number 9, Dead Zone. You got that up?
Yep. See, I want to see where he sits here. Like, ready? Like, I gotta...
Flirting with that, curving, I watch her work, purging, I wept, stepped off, I deserted, you left when I was wordless, get it cracking like cue balls, plastered on the wall like a fat head in a pool hall. Mastiff.
See that?
The dog really that big. All the bands in Standing round of applauses when that ass get to going. Throw a tantrum, blew a bag on it because I had to. It's coming out my hand and it's pouring like a monsoon. This tune for the bad bitches, only play this jam for your mom dudes. New 100 grooves. I see you doing the dances. Gave you 2 other chances.
Sounded like he laughed a bit there. Did he?
Big belly Buddha laughing at your stupid ass. Jumping Jehoshaphat, leaping through the loop of death. I'm flirting with death, curving or watching her work. Persian, I wept, stepped off, deserted you. Can't be out of service yet.
That's fucking great. That was good. That's good, man. That was good.
I like how the instrumental changes it multiple times throughout that track.
Was there a nylon string in there? Or am I here? Yeah, there was, right? Oh, there, yeah.
You've heard it many times. You know, they roll in thugging.
That was a great track.
Yeah, and just Earl and nothing like no feature, no big chorus or anything. But you get what I mean. As soon as you start kind of just grooving to it,
I gotta say though, man, like the chorus, like flirting with death, curving, I watch him work, purging, I wept, stepped off, deserted you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you start to feel it at some point.
No, you really do, and that's fucking how I felt with Super Rich Kids. Whenever I hear that anywhere, I'm about at a restaurant, I'm listening for that
part.
Yeah. Because it's a slow off tempo Zanny Nash and Matt. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I get what you mean. I'm glad you kind of see how you get into it. Because it's really, and especially with some rap songs. That's why I didn't want to jump into that first, because I feel like that one's probably the most intense with because there's really not many like drums or beats that are similar to this record. It's like we'll get to it at some point, but when we get there, you'll see what I mean. I don't think it's the best starting point. I think this is like a good place because you can it has a mixture of both. It's got the Earl that you kind of have to grow into, but it's also got some stuff in this record that's like easy to grasp onto at first, like the Vince one, song.
I think the chorus in this one was so easy for me to grasp onto. For Dead Zone, it was just like holy shit, like But you know what? I think when you get into Earl and you start getting his flow, then there's a little light on that comes on. You go, okay, I get it, and then you're in that. Like, we're how many songs in now?
We're on track 10 of 11.
Oh, fuck, yeah. So I've been increasingly
getting more into it.
More and more into it. And then Dead Zone was like, fuck, okay, I'm getting it. I'm getting it, right?
All right, track 10, The Caliphate. And I think this one's featuring Vince again, if I remember correctly. Yeah, it is.
It gave me no release, a hope of peace, we poster now. Over east, corroded sheet metal, my toe just found. I poured a bruise, blood into the sound. Stole the crown, grew out a poster child.
If you hit the county, you better hold it down. Grab the bounty, left him on down, he screaming on the ground. We never told, just B-boy pose, paroling back to back. Soon as I clap, they
Vince and Earl go to very, very well.
I throw the pill like Uncle Phil, revolver, hold McNabbs.
Gave all I had.
You know what's so strange? I'm gonna have to say, this music for me is fucking is me chilling with headphones at the beach
for sure.
Like having a puff at the beach.
Fuck them and they parents in a parasites they host.
You know me. Glock 32, I shoot like both the Kobe's. Back like shit.
I love them going back and forth.
Yeah. I know. I kind of wish they did more of it, like
Yeah. Okay, this is interesting here.
What is the message you want to give, to transmit to your public, to your listeners?
So that we, as artists, should never close our eyes to what is happening around us. The things I say are those things that have affected my life.
Wow, she's got a beautiful talking voice.
Yeah.
That was, her name was Miriam Makeba, a South African artist and civil rights activist during her visit to Finland in 1969.
1969. Wow, that's an old interview then.
Yeah, and it's an excerpt from the interview. Wow.
It sounds. How is it so clear? It doesn't sound like an interview from 1960.
Very clear.
Her voice was like ASMR. Like I was like, oh, this must be something from like maybe the 90s.
Yeah,
or
yeah.
But,
that's great to find that. You know, what I mean, to go and that's what we've talked about. Like when the Alchemist must spend.
Well, I don't know if that was Alchemist or if that was Earl. It could have been either.
Okay,
but whoever did go find that sample.
And know about it, and he said, okay, we're going to use this at the end. Now that I've been, with you doing this for as long as we have, and somebody disses hip hop or anything that uses samples, I get my back up, and I get my all the like the mass amount of hair on my back
gets
up because I'm like, do you know how much? Let's see you. I'll give you a computer and a DAW and a bunch of records and an Akai sampler. Let's see you put something together.
Yeah, figure it out. Yeah.
Figure it out. It's not fucking easy.
No, I know.
You know what I mean? It's hard to do, and you might be able to pull it off, but not do it well. That people.
Yeah, it's a talent. It's not, and it's something that you have to practice. It's not like it's not something anyone can just pick up and I'm going to start sampling stuff. Like that's why there's only so many producers that are
great at it,
that are household names and stuff like your Pharrell, your Alchemist, and Madlib. I don't know. I guess they're household names for us, but maybe not everybody. But like Pharrell, for example, he's relatively a household name, I'd say. Even you go to anybody that doesn't listen to hip hop, they probably still know Pharrell. Finals track number 11, "Free the Ruler."
Excavate what I can, how you gonna allocate me my own? Reanimated, I once had kicked the bucket, I'm back. Cutting up a list of reasons I love my mother's laugh. Pearl brown, back warmer than I was. Forward further, transmuting 1 to 10. The only difference is the circle. Boosting signal virtue to the kid. Keep the griddle hot, shouts to Spitter. Shouts to all my getting by. Dreams of living large. Streetcar called pride, dropping
some really cool
off in the
lines.
Morgue. It's no free rides out here anymore, but it never really was. It's not normal, but I swear this is regular. Free the ruler.
Love the snare.
Yeah,
you hear that? Oh, wait. Yeah, that was
right there. These parts totally remind me of
Doom.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean the thing with that's the project. The thing with Earl projects is they're relatively short. And that clocked in at I think 26 minutes or something like that.
Wow.
But they
11 tracks?
Yeah, but to me they feel longer.
They do. That felt longer than 26 minutes. I know we yapped, but
yeah, I know we talked a lot, but like they're so dense that they feel a lot longer than they actually are. Going through Earl's stuff definitely kind of is a wake-up call when you're reading it and you're like, fuck, I don't know what he's talking about. There's a lot of references. Like, click on the one a streetcar named Pride. I wonder if that's a reference to a streetcar named Desire. Like if that's a play on words with that play. Yeah, so it is. Okay, referencing a streetcar named Desire, a 1947 play written by Tennessee Williams. Earl suggesting that pride is a vice that can kill. That reference I got, but you haven't probably read A Streetcar Named Desire play, and you probably haven't seen it. So like that's something that's an example there where it's like, okay, that came from me reading. Yeah. Because I've heard that play referenced. So then I looked into the play.
Well, this is one I caught. I didn't catch, but it says, you tell me, it says, told Al keep the griddles hot and shouts to Spitta. Well, you always spit on a griddle to see if it's hot, right?
Yeah.
So then I hit it, and then
Al's
Spitta Andretti is the name Louisiana rapper Currency goes after due to his love for cars. So there's a shout to him. There's a lot in here, man.
That's what I said. It's like it's 26 minutes, but it's just so dense, and there's so much to unpack. I had a lot of fun today showing you this. I hope you had fun.
I had lots of fun. I'm going to summarize sort of like the ones I enjoyed the most. To be honest, was with ones with Vince Staples, and there was some contrast between them. There was the really short track
with the
guitar, which I thought was fantastic. I thought it broke up Vince's flow.
Or not Vince. That was just Earl.
That was Earl's flow. But as we went on, and I started to move my body, that's when the music changed for me, to be honest. And I could see myself having a nice puff, maybe, a puff and a half, and listening to this and actually just listening to the flow of it, not getting so deep into the lyrics, because it would take me a long time to really decipher the lyrics, to be honest. It's very, very, very dense, and it sounds like it's very personal. This one here was about a fellow who passed away.
Yeah, no, his music tends to be extremely personal.
Yeah, this was Draco. The song is named after Draco the Ruler, who collaborated with on a remix. He passed away December 2021. So he covered relationship with his parents, to his opinions of passing of Draco, and the increase in violence in general, with the main theme being expressive understanding of himself from his audience. See, I didn't get a lot of that.
Oh, yeah, it's through your first listen.
It's
that's
hard.
Totally understandable.
Yeah. I feel like a failure when I can't.
No, definitely not. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys are Earl fans that have been requesting us to do Earl, we've had a lot of you guys on Twitter and Instagram. So I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. If you're new here, or if you're not Earl fans, or you're just stumbling by on YouTube, I hope you enjoyed, and definitely give the record a listen on your own time without us talking in between. We didn't do too much talking in between or during the songs.
No, we let it roll. Yeah,
but and you can check this video. Check out this video completely uncut on Patreon if you want. That is linked in the description. And yeah, that's all for now. Take care, guys. We'll see you soon. Much love and peace.